Let's read One Dark and Dreadful Night. Maestro Van Haughty presents One Dark and Dreadful Night, a Wayward Orphans production. Good evening and welcome to the Wayward Orphans Theater. I am Maestro Van Haughty. Tonight I'm proud to present 3 tales of terror and misfortune. We begin with Little Red Rose in a very tragic tale of a wolf in the woods of woe. Little Red Rose, where did he get that? My name is Lily. Once upon a time, there was a poor peasant child named Lily Rileyhood. Being a poor peasant child, Lily had very little to call her own. Her only possession was a pretty red coat given to her by her beloved grandmother. Do you think we can talk wardrobe into doing something about this outfit? One dark and dreadful night, young Lily's mother came to her and said, "My dear little Lily, bring this cake to your grandmother. She has fallen ill, and it will do her good. But take care to stay on the trail as you pass through the woods of woe, for there is a ferocious wolf lurking about." "Hey, these shoes are full of holes. Do you always treat your poor peasants like this?" The hapless child went into the woods of woe, where the dark grew darker, and the trees grew more twisted, and all the sharp, pointy things grew sharper and pointier. "Excuse me, the sharp, pointy things are briars and brambles." The briars and brambles grew sharper and pointier. The path was so twisted and overgrown that the thorny branches snagged and tore at Lily's pretty red coat. But this was not what worried Lily. What worried her was the shadowy presence that seemed to be following her. Lily clutched the cake plate in fear. Suddenly, out from behind a gnarled tree pounced— I think somebody's gone a little overboard with the briars and brambles. The wolf. In a suit? Anyway, he was ferocious. Slobber dripped from his teeth as he flashed a grotesque smile. His razor-sharp claws slashed through the night air. "Hold it. I don't think I like where this story is going. Being a poor peasant child is the pits, and I'm definitely not going to be eaten by this wolf. Hey, oh dear. I want to be a princess, a fairy princess with wings. We could do Cinderella, but this set is way too woodsy and woeful. How about going out west? Did someone say Cinderella? I can do a great Cinderella." What a nice prairie, but it still needs something. Of course, kittens. Everything is better with kittens, and butterflies, and— Wait up, one of the cows. "Oh, woe is me. Butterflies? No, stop it right this minute. This is my production." "No more nonsense. That is enough. I'm going to start a new story, and I want no interruptions. No butterflies, no kittens, and especially no fairy princesses. Is that understood? All right then, let's begin." The Beans of Doom. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack who lived with his mother and cow in a tiny cottage. They were desperately poor, and Jack's mother was ill with fever and ague. Ague? What's ague? One dark and dreadful night, Jack's mother sent him to market to sell the cow. But on the way, Jack met a mysterious stranger who offered him 3 magic beans in exchange for the cow. Jack thought this was a pretty good deal. After all, how often does one come across magic beans? When Jack returned home with only 3 beans, his mother flew into a frenzy. She was so blind with fever that she didn't see the magic in the beans, and she threw them as far as she could. Because she was weak with ague, this was not very far. See, here they are. By morning, as you might have guessed already, the beans had grown into an enormous beanstalk that stretched high into the clouds. "Fee, fi, fo, fum," boomed the voice of a horrible, gruesome, giant, whoa, bunny. There are no giant bunnies in this story. Giant bunnies aren't gruesome or scary. There's no drama in oversized bunnies. But I like bunnies. Yeah. Excuse me, I would like to apologize for all the nonsense that you have so kindly put up with so far. This is not at all what I intended. Why don't we start the last tale now? No fairy princesses, no cows or butterflies, and definitely no giant bunnies. So, without further ado, I give you Lost in Foggy Forest. Once upon a time, there lived a very poor family named the Glums. They lived in a teeny cottage at the edge of Foggy Forest. Now let's get straight to the disastrous events. Mrs. Glum had hatched an awful scheme. Take the children and leave them deep in Foggy Forest. Excuse me, we can hear you. So one dark and dreadful night, Mr. Glum led his children away. As the fog grew thicker, take it easy on the fog. Do you hear something? I said no giant rabbits and no fairy princesses. Bring those kids back. This story is not finished yet. Do you hear me? Bring them back. How would you guys like to be in a Western? Yeah. That does it. This is the end. This dark and dreadful production is over. A Western with the giant bunny and kittens and butterflies. And we'll all live happily ever after. The end. And that was one dark and dreadful night.